Hi everyone, Dominic Esposito, your drill instructor. Thanks for another opportunity to come with you into the studio and learn how to shoot this shot. But before I go into that, I want to first say thank you to our sponsors, but more importantly, to the first sponsor that I ever had so many years ago, Pool and Billiard Magazine. Really, after 40 years, Pool and Billiard Magazine has now graciously and gracefully come and stepped back from the billiard market. They have provided years of the greatest instructional information. The magazine specifically was formatted for the idea of providing great pool instruction. And when I was invited to become part of that team, I started with the first article called Banging Balls versus Drills. And since then, my relationship with them has been outstanding. With you, it has been thrilling, and we're going to wish all the best for Sherry as she moves forward, and for all of you as I can continue to be part of helping you build your pool playing skill life. I'm just going to continue to be honored to do that. Okay, let's get back into tonight's class. I want to show you something kind of exciting. One of the things players tell me they struggle with is finishing. Now, finishing can come in various forms. If you're playing 8-ball or 9-ball or 10-ball, you want to have a few really important skill sets that you're confident with. So here's a start, a drill that I've given you a long time ago, a 3-ball drill. If you're going to finish a 9-ball game, set up the 7, 8, and the 9, break from various positions. It doesn't require a break cue for this because if one of the balls goes in the hole, you simply want to just put it back up. So opening with our playing cue, we'll just control the position of the cue ball. There you have it. And then this could potentially be the end of any given 9-ball game. So a lot goes into trying to determine how the finish can be shot. And of course, you want to shoot the right ball and you want to shoot the ball right. Well, with a rotation game, it's a little easier because you're on the 7, you don't have a choice. But if this, and of course, if this were an 8-ball game, and there's only one stripe and one solid left, again, you'll have no choice. Whichever suit you are, you are. But in the fact that where there may be multiple balls on the table, then, of course, you have to not only just shoot the right ball, but you have to shoot that ball right. And in this case, this is going to give you the opportunity to finish 7, 8, 9. Now, you need to figure this out. And one of the key things you can do is by taking a piece of chalk and just go ahead and put a spot where the cue ball is, put a spot where the 7 ball is, put a spot where the 9 ball is, and then put a spot where the 8 ball is. Now, I'm wanting this to teach me, so I'm going to go through this run out pattern multiple times. Sometimes where I may go for the 9, sometimes where I may try to avoid the 9, sometimes where I'm going to run into the 9 just because of the setup. And those are all skill sets that I want to possess. If you miss, you reset that shot and shoot it over and over, not till you make it, but till your confidence level is so strong you really don't miss it anymore, which means that's at least a rack of balls that you pocketed. So at least 15 out of 20, or you're successfully making 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row, and you're feeling really good about that. That is the way you're going to work with this finishing drill. This brings me to the next point of teaching you zone finishing. Now, there's position finishing and zone finishing. And here's what it would look like. If I wanted to position finish a shot, I might say, okay, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be to shoot the 8-ball. And of course, that would be pretty terrific. On the other hand, if I were to use zone work, ask yourself a question. Where could that cue ball be at any given point where I could make the 8-ball? So probably anywhere from here to here. There's the zone. So instead of shooting for one particular spot, think in terms of the zone. Now, this is going to require you to have to walk around the table, which a lot of you, I don't know how you show up with concrete shoes on. And yeah, because you stand there the whole time looking at the table like it's going to explain itself. Until you walk around the table, you can't see everything. That's why players say, oh, why didn't they shoot this? Or why didn't they shoot it this way? From their vantage point, they saw it better and they were probably right. But since you were on the other side of the table, you couldn't see what they saw. You've got to get around that table and see what's going on. So one of the key things I would do in this image as I see this, now remember those in your mind, here, is I might think to myself, well, I guess if I could get anywhere from in here, let me see. Yeah, that's pretty comfortable. Yeah, okay. So all I want to do is get past this side pocket and stay inside of this first diamond. So you see how I created that zone right there? So think in terms of zone play. This is going to give you so much more, take the pressure off, peace of mind, because you're not shooting for just a spot. You're shooting for an area that you really want to be confident. Now, of course, when you're playing the last ball, the winning ball, you'd certainly like to be as straight in on it as you can. So that is part of the effort. But only shooting into a zone is going to give you a lot more peace of mind. So let's go ahead. What in this case, when the cue ball is this close, is really the best way to play it? Now, I want to teach you once again about the conflict zone and the approach zone. Some of you might be thinking, well, why don't you just draw back and bring it in? Well, that would be trying to come into the conflict zone direction. When I come in from the front, I'm coming in from the approach zone. Think of a plane coming in and doing its approach to the runway. Because even if I miss my zone a little high or even a little low, I'd rather be coming in this way here instead of being stuck somewhere here, and now I just have almost a straight in shot of the 8-ball. So I want to continue to come in through that zone. So once again, I'm at 2 tips of top with a half a tip of outside. Now I'm beginning to like that much more. But you're not done. And this is where most pool players start to get satisfied. If you did that 1 or 2 more times, you'll stop. You're not pushing yourself past that comfort zone that, oh yeah, I think I know that shot. You've got to push past that. As you do these 3-ball runouts, you're going to work with a variety of setups to get from one ball to the other. It's not how many times you can get through the 3-ball rack. It's how many times the 3-ball rack can reveal to you a pattern of one ball to another that you struggle with. And this is the result of learning how to finish. It's letting the drill teach you where your skill set is good and where your skill set is not so good. And then don't just shoot the shot until you've made it, but shoot the shot until you're confident you won't overmiss it. Try several variations on that same shot to determine what you're either most comfortable with, what you're capable of, because in other game scenarios, the opponent may have their own other balls on the table, and you may need to use a different ball path. So if you go to the drillinstructor.us, you can look up the book, The 52 Last 2-Ball Drills. It's packed with the finishing of the last 2 balls in the highest percentile of game finishing ending shots and the multiple ways that you could potentially shoot that shot depending on the game you're playing. Okay, hey, thanks to all of you who are buying sliders. They are fabulous. Right now, we're still promoting that if you buy a pack of sliders, you're getting an extra pack in the bundle free. So all of you, aim straight, shoot straight, split the pockets. That's the drill instructor way. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye and God bless you.